everyone. Here's what we got going on now. We've got the frame all together here. So you see we've got the 2x4 on the outsides of the 4x4 legs making the frame. Now you see it's sitting on the 4x8 sheet of plywood. Now we have to make a thing to put the frame onto the 4x8 sheet. Essentially we're going to use furring strip like this right here, and we're going to lay pieces of it around like that. And essentially to screw that down, this doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to be ugly and solid. So we're just going to put that on the outsides of all the different bits so that, you know, just a piece here, a piece there, so that when we get it, just screw that down. So what we'll do is put the table legs, the frame, in the room, and then put that on its feet. Right now it's upside down, as you can see, and then we can lay the top on it and jiggle it into place, and those pieces of furring strip, it's just 1x2 pine, should keep everything in place. Should. I'm hoping. But I think I'll be okay. Well, it turns out this thing wasn't as stable as I thought. So I had to run out and get some more carriage bolts, like these ones here, to stabilize each corner, because when Kass and I picked it up to flip it over, all the legs went wobbly. The good news is I got all of the things lined up, so now I got to get her down here to help me flip the tabletop over so I can start stapling on the fabric that'll be there for the pressing and ironing and cutting and stuff. And there we go. We've got legs, we've got a top. The top is a little warped, but the weight will let that settle out over time. It's just at the right elbow height. It's a little bit tall, Kass says, but not insurmountably so. Never mind that the legs aren't exactly vertical. They're 4x4s. They're not going anywhere. Now, we get to cover the thing with fabric. And here we go with all the cotton batting. Remember all that cotton, that curtain lining fabric I told you about earlier? Well, that's what this is. This is about, I don't know, 1/4 inch, 3/8 of an inch thick. And that's just stapled down at one end, like right about here, in the middle. And then stapled at three places on the one end. And then I go to the other end, pull it really, really tight, as tight as I can without putting too much stress on the fabric. Because the fabric needs to be taut. It really needs to be taut so that it doesn't bunch up when whoever's using your table is ironing on it. Because you don't want it to bunch up and roll over while it's being used. And you know, it's kind of like tuning a drum. You start on one side, you go over to the other side, pull it tight there, so tack it down on your ends, and then go to the middle of your sides, pull that taut, and remember you've got the warp of the weave going the long end and the weft going like this. So you're going to be able to put most of the strain on the long axis, that way. So tack that down, then tack the sides in the middle, and then you're just going to go basically across from each other and around the ring. Like tack in this corner, then go over to that corner, make sure you're taut across that way, then you're going to go to this corner, then to that corner, and so on all the way around. And then it's just a matter of taking care of your corners underneath, which is just a matter of hitting it with your staple gun. Now for staples, I'm using my trusty Power Shot that I got at Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace like that, and I'm just using the staples I have. They're the T50s, 3/8 inch. They're working just fine. You can use whatever you like. That's what I had to hand, so that's what I used. Alright, up next is the silver aluminized stuff that you're actually going to be able to put heat on. Well, guess what, friends? The best laid plans of mice and men. Remember that alumized fabric I was telling you about? Thought it was wide enough. It's not. It's 45 inches wide, which is not enough to just throw it down the middle of the tabletop, stretch it out to either side, and tack it down. 45 inches wide on a 48-inch tabletop. Math is hard. So, and I don't have enough, quite, to cover the whole thing. So what I'm going to have to do is order another 2 yards of it and stitch it together along the selvages. I got this, they're covering up here, they're just overlapping a little. Got to stitch it together so that then I can staple it down over top of the sploofy cotton stuff. So yet another couple of days. Well, Kass can at least use it the way it is right now to lay out and cut her stuff for Anime USA and the Brown Coat Ball and stuff like that. But it's going to be another week until I get the rest of the fabric in to cover up that one little strip down there and get it all finished. Anyway, tune in next time, and maybe then it'll actually be done.